Hey, are you drunk? You're drinking way too much.
Who are you supposed to be? Never seen you dress in my life. Of all you wicked lad, if you're going to bother me, at least have the damn courtesy to stand still.
Methinks this one isn't deep in his cups. These are my guests, Magnus. We ran into them in the mines. They're looking for a way to reach Naboth Araeng, so they came to ask about the trolley, you see. But there's nothing in Naboth Araeng, not anymore. And especially not for the frail little girls. Give it up. No, we must reach Naboth Araeng. I must. Ah, so you have the heart to sit on it. The world doesn't care. The place is ruined, nothing more. And you're not getting there in the trolley. The thing doesn't run on hopes and dreams. Not fools. It's necessity that drives us to Naboth Araeng. If you insist that a trolley is not an option, at least let us tell us why.
No, I'm sick of people asking me about the bloody thing. Leave me be.
Can you just let us ride the trolley? We'll speak outside.
He always said that because he thinks I'm weak. And he's right, but I can't. I won't be forever. There has to be some way. I must find it. Complete.
Accept.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was stuck in my own head again. It's clear Magnus has no intention of helping us, but perhaps we should ask the other residents. They may know something for the trolley. I'll take the north side of town. Let me know if you learn anything. Thancred and art are truly content to stand witness to fate's course and take no part. This isn't the matter of fate, Yoranji. It's about a choice, and I've had years to decide where I stand. And feel I have spent too long in shades already. I will not shackle her again by making my hopes known. It is for her to choose what shape her destiny will take. It is for me to stay silent, to protect her, and teach her, stand by her at last. I can do for her. Oh, Tancred. Oh, well, I'll see you later then. So be it. Come, let us make our own inquiries. Seek out talkative residents of Twine. Alright. Anyone here who's talkative? Are you talkative, Mr. Hortor? No? Okay. Maybe in the building? Oh no, not over here. I have to stay within the red circle. Maybe in here? Oh, right next to it though. Hello, Jack. I'm pleased to know that I got our friend back home with no trouble, and he's fine. He has a bit shaken up is all. Anyway, what did Magnus have to say? I did have a faint hope that he might prompt him to action, where our choice has not, but I suppose that was foolish of me. I'm sorry that we couldn't have you have help, though. I could at least show you the trolley car we have here, if you like. You could give it a stroke or two. It has some very smooth wood. You mean to say you're not giving up, knowing that Magnus is Magnus? I don't see much point in stubborn about it, though. Perhaps stubbornness is exactly what this situation calls for. Can't forget iron without an anvil, after all. I can't imagine that anything you would try will work. But if you're certain, you can help me make preparations in the event that it does. it had? Take this toolbox. We're going to inspect the rails. Have you looked through the tracks? Alright. We'll inspect the rails. Let's go. What am I supposed to inspect? This spot looks like it could use a bit of work. Next to... Oh, I have to open the toolbox. Okay. There we go. Right now, if you could, hand me what I need as work. That would be a lot of help. In this case, well, this bolt is loose, for one matter. We can't leave that. I'll need to tighten it. A wrench? Tighten it with a wrench, right? This one will do nicely. Now give me one more end. Yeah, I don't see any other problems, so let's continue along the track. Sanding down? How about a file? Would like to take it in the view tracks from here for a bit longer. It's breathtaking, I know. Mining has always been the primary vocation in the hills of Amber. See, but after a certain point, they had dug up everything that could easily be reached. It was then that Namaf Empire struck upon the idea of the Talos, which had been brought work from abroad. Princess sprung up around that time, as a matter of fact.
Without my ink, so much else fell apart in the wake of the flood. The myths are left, taking their knowledge with them. It was 15 years ago, the last of them, the folks of Daedalus Stoneworks, took off for Ulmore, renowned on remains that can repair and operate a talus. There's no use in lamenting that what can be changed, and there's one more thing we would need to do while we're out here, so we might as well get to it. Vultures occasionally make their nest on the tracks, you see, and it falls to us to remove them. Right, so we'll go look for vultures. Shit. Well, I didn't think I was gonna fall from that. Hello, Jack. I took out the nests over there in the way. Thank you. That should do everything taken care of. In return for your help, I'll tell you a bit more about the trolley. Nothing that can get it started again, though. As I said, the only people who knew how to repair the talus are long gone. They left, the life began to bleed out of the town. The trolley's tracks rusted, and its cars fell in disrepair. I was born in Twine, raised there. My first word was trolley, damn it. Those were the worst years of my life. Then about 70 years passed, Magnus and wife returned to us. Magnus is a real proper trolley engineer, and perhaps he would never have left it in the first place if it hadn't been for his son. As you're all well aware, Araeng is hardly the safest place, and Magnus wanted his child to grow up away from its danger. It didn't help in the end. The Sin Eaters got the boy. Isn't that always the way? The child had always said that someday he wanted to see Magnus's trolley running again. So in his memory, they returned to the Twine, started fixing those rusted rails and broken cars. It was going well for a time. Wicked vultures. Are they back for revenge or might? I don't want to find out. Speak with Jarek again. Go back to town? Okay. I can just teleport there, it'll be a lot faster. And nice work out there. Now you know, the sword of the trolley won't do you much good without the talos, right? If there even a single one that will still function, things might be different, but well, here we are. So I'm gonna complete here. Press complete. So, not that it'll do you any good. We have a talos we've been meaning to repair. I can show you if you'd like. It'd certainly be nicer if here's something other than Magnus's gripping for a change. Truly a most vexing state of affairs. I thought mayhap a closer examination might yield something of value. See, that means to build a talos stone by stone or lost to us. It's true, but here before us slumbers a most fine specimen. Indeed, were it not for a few minor failings, it would be working condition. It will likely require naught but a few modest repairs and a sufficient of Aether. Well, if you think you can get the thing up and running, far be it from me to stop you, but what exactly do you reckon it is the problem? I should stress that I have performed only the most cursory examination, though such arcane constructs are not wholly unfamiliar to me. As I did suspect from the first, it is host to a network of veins through which Aether flows freely. Or so it would, were it not for several fractures which now impedes said flow. How in the hell did you get all that from just a glance? I take it you've thought up a solution as well then. To bridge these fissures requires a material highly conductive to Aether. Once in place, I believe it will be possible to restore the talos to life. Might I prevail upon thee to acquire that which we require? Not far beyond the walls of Twine dwells a creature of living stone, the Debitage. Full sure am I that stone from such being proved most suitable to our needs. Very good. I shall have Tancred and Minfill attend me in the remaining preparations. I'm gonna go hunt the golem thing. Alright. Slay Debitage. Over there, huh? Okay. Tancred and Menphilia will return here along, with the running supplies we require. Just how succeeded in procuring stone from the debitage? Yes, here you go. And over. Fine specimens and all. You have my tanks. You need now wait for Tancred and Menphilia's return. Time passed by which Aether may flow through the talus have been duly mended. Just sufficient. I'm doomed. Alright, let's go. Now we're gonna see the walking talos. It's not moving. Trying to core refused to steer. I feel the condition to talos is more dire than I previously surmised. It's hard to with blood through a man's veins, so does the core through this massive frame. Failing its repair or replacing the talos cannot be restored. So it was the heart after all. Did this foresee this outcome? Well, no, not exactly. We've never gotten this far in trying to repair it, so I had no way of knowing the heart was the real problem. I'm trying to find Letter, in case things turned out as they are now, but... Jerk. This isn't really my storage share. Hey Jerk, if something went wrong, maybe we can help. Alright, after all you have done for me, I suppose the least you can do. Right then, the talos, their hearts cannot be made of just any stone. You need a special sort, sufficient ethereal conductivity. Both it and the other materials used in the construction of talos bodies are mined in the same place. That place, of course, being here, the Hills of Amber. It was 3 years ago when she... No, I can't. I'm sorry, but you'll have to hear it from Taff or someone else. Something bad happened? Back to the tavern, then. Sounds good. The Taff, then. Here, you can ask again, but the answer's the same. Our trolleys are... You could have at least finished, so I wouldn't have to clean up your mess. Seeing how you made such quick progress in fixing that talos, he was probably thinking you could help change things around here. Well, he was probably thinking you could help change things around here. Gather your friends and I'll tell you what you want to know.
Magnus's wife was a miner, you know. Greatest prospector there ever was. When the golem heart started failing, she was the first to head out in search of more. Problem was, most of the veins ran dry ages ago, and finding fresh ones to tap's only gotten harder. But she wasn't one to be deterred. She just kept digging deeper and deeper. And then the mine collapsed. We labored day and night to clear away the rubble, but it took us 2 months to find her. To find her body. Magnus has never been the same since.
Where is he, if you don't mind my asking?
Ah, yes, well, if he's not here, there's only one other place he'd be.
What? Oh, you again. How many times must I tell you? The trolley won't run! We'd be better off dismantling the damn thing and selling the parts for scrap. Now piss off back to wherever you came from. And don't let me catch you around here again.
What were their names?
My son was named Skuli. My wife, Agna. Being here with them, it beats going home. I thought to try and drown my sorrows. But somehow, the bottle's never deep enough.
Well, that's pretty sad.
No bottle is. Believe me, I know.
You've lost someone too?
Not like you. Not my own flesh and blood. I grew up an orphan, so I never really knew what family meant. Not until I met a man who offered to take me in and make me his pupil. He was a kindly soul, always looking out for me, like a father. Not that I appreciated that at the time, or anything else for that matter. But I finally had a family. And then I robbed a young girl of hers. I did my best to make amends, to offer her comfort. But the more I look back on it, the more I realize just how inadequate my efforts were. I let her down. That is why I refuse to let her legacy die. In the end, all we can do is press on, for those we have lost, for those we can yet save. And that requires your Talos. Please, Magnus. You are our only hope of reaching Nabarth Araeng.
What rubbish.
She's not gone. No matter what you say or believe, she's not. We can still bring her back.
Ranjay, what do you have to say for this?
You know the pain of loss and how hardly it can weigh on one's heart. Nevertheless, there isn't but one way forward. We must needs procure a new heart for the Talos. No doubt any location wherein we might find the stone we regard. No matter how scant the possibility, we would seize it. Truly, near all the veins were tapped years ago, though I suppose if you would really want to try, find something in Nuvi's leavings. It was opened well before Talos became commonplace, which is why the mining there wasn't never quite as deep. When you get there, look for Gritcho and tell him I sent you, but don't be surprised if he tells you the same thing. Time assistance is most appreciated. I think it was best Tank would join Dee in this shirt. It would be best quick to deny it, his heart is in turmoil, his thoughts clouded. It would be unwise to ignore his distress. Search for Tancred. Alright. Probably the tavern. That's usually where he ends up. Well, next to the tavern. Off to somewhere, are you? Yep. We're gonna go look for a heart for the Talos. Last, the lead on the stone we need to power the Talos. And we will have you go on your own. Lead the way. Let's go. Oh yeah, I should probably open these chests. I think we're just tired of waiting around. Let's say we're long overdue for a good turn. I can only hope the gods feel the same way. Now Nuvi's leavings was to the south, was it? Let's get going. Is this gonna be like a dungeon? The way you described it, I was expecting the place to be abandoned. Before celebrate, yeah, let's go. It's just a big cavern, alright. Hello. Who are you? What are you doing here? Oh, yeah, have you listened to Taff? You're wasting your time. But this site is not as developed as the others, is it not? Surely there must be something left. I should explain, the stone you're looking for is Luoni. All the Talos in the Hills of Amber are powered using them. Or were, at least anyway. Whatever's left is anything is too far below to be safely excavated. In the deepest reaches of the mine, we use Talos to keep the pathways from collapsing. Still there, but they could give up at any moment, which is why much of the mine is closed off. Then our only option is to search to be higher levels for any fragments of Leonian that may have been overlooked. I suppose there may be one other way. Well, don't leave us in suspense. What you're asking for is a trade secret. I'll need to be duly compensated in exchange. Fine, what do you want? The other day I found a Velbert gold piece down in the mine. I believe voter gold piece, and wouldn't you know it, I dropped a damn thing somewhere while I was working. Find it and I'll tell you what you want to know.
You drive a hard bargain. We'll take it. Seems you have our work cut out. Thankfully, I have an idea of how we might hurry things along. Pretty sure you noticed. I'm sure if your car is red or dark. Yeah, it's dark. Sun drops. Steps happen if you drop the effects. So don't worry. Yeah. Okay. There's shadows for Volkert's piece. Alright. Dark shadow over here. Exchange was more full for me thinking Lady Luck was on her side. Well, maybe she is. Yours at least in the end. My contribution was a little more than our company. Well, I couldn't have done it without your some drops. Do say, but you have a proven knack for success regardless of circumstances. I doubt very much could discard it unassisted. They managed to survive the Courtian wilderness in the imperial capital by virtue of extensive preparation. A bit of mine since childhood, and one of my few positive traits, which hindered me to lose what I managed. Hasn't been easy finding ways to compensate for my condition. The vertical and trait has proved vital to my continued success, such as it is. The arcane arts rather than espionage? Well, I'd rather not think on it. So long as I have the means to protect those dear to me, to see my duties, shoot all that True, that's all that matters. Now let's hurry and see the return to Cactuar. The sooner we get back to our genuine affiliate, the better. Wait, does that mean... Here you go, take this. I'll be damned, you actually found it. Well, a deal's a deal, but don't think this means you'll find what you're after. Fleet. Cactuar. Accept. To be honest, I wasn't sure you could pull it off, but you did. I'm a man of my word, come with me. Cactuar over there, alright, let's go. Every time I step out of those mines, the sky seems to be getting brighter. I never leave them if the air weren't so stale. But you're not come to hear my grievances. You're after Leonian. First I have to ask, you ever heard of the rockworms? Rockworms, I know them by another name though. I'm pretty certain the locals call them knockers. Aye, they do. Whatever you want to call them, those little bastard. May be the answers to your troubles. They can fit through cracks and crevices down where we could never hope to reach. Occasionally, they come back with something valuable. They dig up Leonin in the mines. It's a rare occurrence, but yes, that's it. It usually amounts to no more than a few flakes. Well, our only other option sounds tantamount to swords. Now we can draw out these rockworms. By the shank, you'll find a bag full of smoke bombs. Set off a few in the mines and you'll flush them out in no time. Once they're out in the open, knock them senseless. Sounds easy enough. We can do that. You cover as much ground as you can if you hope to find anything of value. Assuming you do find something, bring it here and I'll have a look. We should split up if we're going to cover more ground, as he suggests. If you can't cover these 3 areas on your map, I'll see to the parts between them. Oh shit. There's a plant. Alright, finally we're done mining. Let's get out of these mines. Find Cactuar. There you are. Find anything promising? Here we go. Here's a rock. Between me and two of you, I'd say you've gotten quite a haul. Best bet get comfort, old friends. It's going to take time for me to sift through all this.
You may not remember this about Arminfilia, but prior to founding the Path of the 12, long before the Scions, she was something of a miner. After her father died, Flamine took her in and taught her the trade. I think they were both seeking to fill the void left by a loved one. Maybe that's why she took to it so readily. Back in those days, I spent most of my time in the Quicksand, or some other tavern, loosening tongues and gathering secrets. Occasionally, I'd catch a glimpse of her in the street, on her way home after another hard day's work. I always felt a wave of relief when I saw she'd come back safe, along with a pang of guilt at the fact I wasn't there to support her as I should have been. Simply speaking with her more than once in a blue moon would have been a good start. I could never bring myself to do it. Instead, I threw myself into my work and became every drunkard's best friend.
None of your finest hours, to say the least.
Far from it, and Flamine has never let me live it down. But that was a lifetime ago. Here and now, I have another chance to do things right, and I will not squander it again.
Hey! Come and see what I found! You're not going to believe this.
Tell me it's Leonine.
It is at that. You lot were born lucky. It's mostly broken pieces. But look at this.
This is a rather fine specimen.
It's been decades since we found anything approaching this big. But that's not all. There's an engraving on it.
Ah, these scratches here. They're a little hard to make out. To my beloved Magnus and Schoolie.
Yes! Do you see? It was a gift to Magnus from his wife. She found it. She really found it. She must have spent her final hours carving this message into the stone, in the hope that he might see it one day. Those rock-backed bastards must have made off with it before we could clear a path to her. It's fate that brought you here to find this stone. No other explanation. It makes me wonder what else might still be buried in these parts.
I wouldn't believe it had not seen it for myself. Before you said it in the Talos, but you may take it to Magnus. For 3 long years, he's believed she died for nothing. He must know the truth, that her sacrifice was not in vain. I'll take it straight to him. Yeah, my word. Thank you, Cactuar, for all your help. Alright then, let's not keep everyone waiting. Are you okay? Communicable? Yeah, it shows how much he knows. You, on your hand, might be better audience for my master plan. Have you ever heard of an alloy called nabatanium? Strong lichen resistance to heat friction. One of the most valuable metals in Nabaf Araeng. A lot of their jewelry was made from them. Trouble is, the titanium mixing the alloy were lost to the flood. I'm looking for a way to make my own. And my search led me to a scroll that explains the methods, right down to the last detail. After having a historian decipher it, I learned that I lacked one vital ingredient, rutabite, and that is what I am digging for. Short of venturing into the empty, my next best option is to look for a vein here in Araeng. Of course, I'd stand a much better chance finding one if I had help, but I'd rather not have to rely on anyone from around here. Come off the Ronzo, miners. Take exception to the fact I'm Mistel. You seem to think we're not built for this kind of work. When I find that rutabite, they'll see how wrong they are. You know, this is the first time I've said more than about 2 words to anyone in a while. I feel better for getting that off my chest. This may be sudden, but I have an idea. How would you like to see the moment I finally unearth that vein of ore? Well, what I really mean is that I need someone there to act as a witness, otherwise the others might think I brought a lump of it from somewhere ludicrously expensive as it was. Sure. Thank you. Luckily I found the perfect spot for my next dig. My miner's hunch is correct. The ore should be waiting just below the surface. It's Nuvi's leavings, so I'll wait for you there. How am I supposed to concentrate on my work with all of these creatures disturbing me? You certainly know how to handle yourself, though. That fiend never stood a chance. Dread to think what would happen if you hadn't shown up. Hopefully, nothing else will try to get between me and my dream. Many thanks, my friend. Magnus, we found something for you. Oh, it's you, yes. Can I explain about the trolley? You'll find out something about me. I told you before it won't run, and you won't listen. Oh, but it will, now that we have this. Your name is engraved on it along with your son's. It was a gift from your wife, Magnus, from Magna. No, she couldn't have. Agna. Take it. Do with it what you will. You're certain we'll delay our plans, but... So take it. It was you who found it, you who needs it. Looking to stone, all I can see is... Please just leave me be. I hope you'll be there when the towel stares to life. I'm sure she'd want you to see it. Would you do the honors of delivering this to RNG? How much data currents do I need here? 2, okay. UNJ, is he, oh wait, is it up? Oh yeah, it's in the top of the watchtower. Wait, no, it's down. Wait, is it down or up? Oh, there he is. Never mind. The art returned with the Union, I would seem. So the Talos have been ready to receive its heart thanks to no small part to Jarek, Taff and Midfilia. At last we shall return time to the timeless, the sentinel stone, that we may press on towards the Araeng. Very good, now let us begin.
Preparations for the enchantment are complete. When the heart hath been suffused with a sufficient quantity of ether, the golem should be restored to life.
All right then. Whenever you're ready. It's working! It's working! Magnus!
Me for this? This wretched heap of stone and rubble? This worthless pile of earth? And yet, I can't.
What troubleth thee, child?
I shouldn't be here. I don't deserve to be. I don't deserve any of the things you've done for me. I'm just a burden, helpless and hopeless. If tomorrow came and I was gone, it would be better for everyone.
Don't say that. You're wrong there.
Thancred most of all. He'll never admit it, but I can see it in his eyes. I wish he'd just say it. just say that he hates me, that he wishes I was dead so that she could return.
None of this is thy doing, child. 'Twas I who set the Oracle on her path unto the first. I who condemned you all to suffer these torments. 'Tis my sin alone, and one that will haunt me unto my dying day. Yet I dare not dwell over long on my many regrets. For the world is a tapestry of fates, interwoven and inseparable. And we who strive to better it cannot choose but make difficult decisions. For naught of worth was ever achieved without sacrifice. And thus must man ever struggle to weigh life against loss. The one for whom thou mournest beareth no grudge. Were she here, she would not suffer thee to languish in sorrow. She would tell thee to seek thine own path, thine own purpose. It is a truth which I myself was slow to learn. Yet a truth it remaineth. Thou needst but have faith, and all will be well.
You have nothing to say, Tancred?
Not today.
To what do I owe the pleasure that is your extended stay?
Oh, to the tediousness of our hero's present endeavors. That and the insufferable abundance of light in Araeng. I should be glad to keep my distance. I'm rather fond of sleep, you know. It's a wonderful way to pass the time. Not that my compeers would agree, mind you. Always on the move, the lot of them. Like La Hebrea, constantly jumping from vessel to vessel. Such fire, such determination. So much passion, fleeting and forgotten. Come to think of it, Exarch, I don't believe I've ever seen you retire to your chambers for so much as 40 winks. However do you keep your eyes from closing? The cold shoulder. You wound me, sir. Always so guarded in our every interaction. Interactions you curiously refrain from sharing with the Scions and their champion.
And risk souring your budding relationship? I think not. Much as I dislike you, There are more useful targets for her energies, and I am not in the habit of pointing her at my enemies like a weapon.
Is that right? Fond of her, are you? You continue to fascinate me, Exarch. But tell me, who are you? The once great nation whose ingenuity gave birth to this tower was shaped by my hand. As such, I know full well the wonders it can facilitate and those it cannot. There is nothing in these walls which could have aided you in summoning our dear friend across time and space. Much less in possession of her mortal flesh. Not even I could have performed such a feat.
I see. You had a hand in Araeng as well. You would know what I am? I am the adjudicator of the sacred history with which you dared trifle. I am keeper of this tower's boundless wisdom. The wisdom of ages without age, of everywhere and nowhere. The great work of those who tamed the wings of time and grasped the nature of the rift. 'Tis a boon born of the sacrifice of brave heroes who gave their lives for a brighter future. I will not see their hopes and dreams squandered. The history which led us here will be unwritten. I promise you that.
Well, it seems we're both eager to fulfill our duties then.
On that much, we are in agreement.
Apologies, the layman and I have private matter to discuss. Which bringing me to the question, how does Thou find tankard during our search? He spoke of Minfell of his privacy. It is well that he did, when it was to such Cactuar. So before, my intention was to ensure that words remained unspoken between them. Intercede, I regret myself knew all too well. Alas, in the end, he refused to heed my counsel. Time will come when they must face the reality of their circumstances. But I have faith that all will be well in time. Now let us not tarry any longer. The Talos and Nab of Araeng wait. Magnus is grinning from ear to ear. It's been years since I've seen Talos in such a fine shape. But that Agna was here to see it, our own son. I was ready to let her dreams die down there in the mines. And after you found the Leonin, I refused to believe it could work. Gods, what a fool I was. I tell you now, I'm going to take good care of this Talos for both their sakes. On behalf of my family and all the miners of Twine, thank you. Well, enough chitter-chatter. Let's get you to Nab of Araeng, eh? Yes. It's designed to open the Talos approach. Then we can finally go to Araeng. I certainly can. All that remains is final check of the control box over the mines. Good advice, get the Talos over the mines. Keep a close eye on it around the curves, understood? Yes, sir. I'll just repair the mines then. Before we go, while you were away at that, I prepared an extra set of cartridges for you. This one is the practice cartridge you gave me. I know I should have thrown it away ages ago, but I've been adding a little extra to it every day. For so many charges, I'm honestly not sure what it will do, but I wanted you to have it for luck. And Philly, we should hurry. Magnus and the others are probably wondering where we are. I have to go all the way over there now. Alright. Can I use Chocobo to get there? Yeah, so this is it. We're going to Araeng. I thought long and hard about what to say to her, to the real Minfilia. How when the time came, I would know, but with every step we take, I feel more uncertain. There's no reason to give up though, not when so much is at stake. Thank you all for helping me to get there. Now let's not keep Magnus waiting. There's gonna be a duty here, huh? Alright, we'll continue this next time on. We'll continue this next time on Final Fantasy XIV. We're gonna ride this trolley and hopefully get to the Light Warden. I don't know. We'll find that out tomorrow on FF14.